There is one thing that people haven't been able to crack the code of outside of Texas: smoked brisket. Everyone wants it, but there's only one place on earth to get it. So the question is, with over 2,500 barbecue places in Texas alone, which is the best? That's my mission today. Using the Texas Monthly Best Barbecue List, considered the Barbecue Bible, we're visiting the most famous, influential places off their top 50 list, and we'll be rating each spot out of 30 total points: 10 for salt, 10 for texture, and 10 for flavor. Separately, there will also be a competition for who has the best sides. Now, this all starts at one of the first Michelin-starred restaurants in all of Texas, Corkscrew Barbecue, just outside of Houston. The first of 4 Michelin-starred barbecue restaurants in all of America, and we're gonna visit all of them. A lot of people don't realize that smoking meat is one of the hardest jobs in food, but why? And who better to ask than owner and pitmaster Will Buckman.
Every time a customer comes back, you want to give them the same exact experience. You're dealing with, the weather, the moisture in your wood, that plays a part. Kind of like a game of Tetris.
I always feel like brisket is the least forgiving out of all the products too.
You're basically putting all of your eggs in one basket. 18 hours later, you're hoping that it comes out right. If you mess up, your day's ruined or your restaurant's closed.
Shout out to the Union Pacific. On this journey, Olivia Tiedemann, who just moved to Texas, will join us for her barbecue baptism. Let's taste.
Holy
This is incredible.
Are all these places gonna be as good as this one?
They will be better than the places you're used to. We love Olivia. She's from New York, so Texas is here to give her a lesson, but she's getting an unfair advantage starting at Corkscrew. I was gonna do the finger test where it folds over your finger. I think you can tell that already passed that test.
Yeah, this is crazy. This is like texturally perfect.
You do not need teeth to eat this brisket.
I've had brisket before and it was nothing like this. None of them squirted quite like this one.
The consistency of deliciousness is across all cuts of the brisket. Not only are we gonna be judging the brisket, but part of what makes a barbecue experience important to me is the sides, and a lot of places don't pay enough attention to their sides. The mac and cheese here, excellent. I taste real cheese. Potato salad, nice. I like the way they did this. It's salted nicely. They have like little chunks of potato and a little bit of mashed potato in there too, so you're getting 2 textures. The coleslaw, this is not fair to start off with. You gotta be careful with coleslaw, because sometimes it can get too rich. You're eating this fatty meat, you're eating this mac and cheese. You want something that's like refreshing. This does that. Okay, baked beans.
Ooh, wow.
Oftentimes I see one note.
Like super sweet.
And ketchup-y. These, they're nice and balanced. They're a little spicy too. The beans aren't total mush. They've got texture to them.
Overall side experience, really liked.
Time to rate. We have a brand new rating system. We also have a very difficult decision to make. The best barbecue out of all the best barbecue joints across Texas. This is not an easy feat. So let's start with the briskets. Okay, flavor, how do you feel about out of 10? 1 is basically, it's horrible. 5 would be mid. 7 is great. 8 is amazing. A 9 is like excellence.
I think I wanna say 9.
No half points. So it's either an 8 or a 9. I think 8. Flavor, we're giving an 8 out of 10. It's very high on the scale. Texture, I'm gonna give the texture a 9.
Yeah, I mean, it was literally squirting. I think we might have to add a new scale.
Yeah.
I think I'm
Squirt
personally
factor.
gonna take on the squirt factor. And that was a 10 out of 10 squirt. There were a couple bites of the brisket, maybe on the flat side, I felt like I could have liked a little sprinkle of flaky salt.
A little more
on
salt
top.
on there. You guys make fun of me for my constant pointing out of things being undersalted or oversalted. I'm telling you, it's the one crucial element that you add to your food that maximizes your flavor. We're settling at a 7 out of 10 on the salt. All very, very powerful high rankings for all these things. Next up, the sides. 7 out of 10. Definitely above average. Not blowing me away, but still good. An unbelievable scorecard, but can anyone dethrone this? Because this isn't the only Michelin spot in Texas. And on top of that, there's a lot of underdogs that are competing here. Moving on. Next up, Truth Barbecue in Houston and number 3 on Texas Monthly's top 10. But when you're doing that good, how do you not let it go all to your head?
I think we all want to be the best, obviously. Each barbecue restaurant is like really, really good. It's like having 4 GMC, Chevy, and Ram. They'll all get you to the same destination. It's really just your personal preference.
I love that comparison. I think it's funny because all of you guys are so respectful to each other.
I think it's because this job sucks. Like, so we kind of all pay homage and respect to each other because we all know what goes into it.
Holy fucking shit. This setup here is the most beautiful, most immaculate little barbecue setup I've ever seen. They load these plates up. They even gave us a smash burger, but I wanna be really clear. We're just tasting the brisket and the 4 sides are supposed to taste. The brisket is kind of stuck under here. That's a full test. So sides, potato salad. This is a chunkier. It's good. It's an average potato salad. I like that there's a crispy topping.
Wow.
These are good, really nice. First thing I noticed is the pasta is actually cooked al dente, which I don't know if they just made this or not, but I'm kind of blown away about that.
It's really creamy too. Like it's saucy.
Coleslaw. Fresh, relaxed, not overcomplicated. It's not wet.
It's like refreshing.
Baked beans. Whoa.
There's a lot of flavor in it.
They have a ton of caramelized onion in here and immediately it's so apparent. Side rating, I'm gonna give this a give this a 7.5.
7.5 makes sense to me.
Now, onto the main star of the show, the brisket. That's really good, guys. Fuck. The salt levels are pretty much perfect. I don't know that I can nitpick that. So salt levels, it's a 10. I don't believe in 10 out of 10s in anything. There is a threshold. This is right at the line. So salts can be a 10 out of 10. Flavor, beefy.
I feel like it's a little beefier than the last one was.
Yeah, it was. This is more traditional Texas. How do we feel about saying an 8 out of 10 as well?
Yeah, 8 works for me.
Texture?
Texture is great.
I think this texture is a 9. We have an unbelievably high ranking for this. I'm almost myself questioning how much better it can really get. We have a new leader, a big leader, Truth Barbecue, showing us the truth. This is not the end of the story, though. We've got a lot of places to go to. I do think there will be others in here that could trump this. Moving on. Now look, Truth and Corkscrew are looking to make only barbecue. But the next spot I was a little confused by because it has chocolate in the name. So guess we'll find out about that. They make their own chocolate. I mean, like they're melanging and manufacturing their own chocolate. It started as that. Then they did barbecue to fund that. Then everyone was like, wait a minute, this barbecue is great. And so we're here to judge the barbecue. If I'm being honest, it's better than any other Texas barbecue outside of Texas, but it really wasn't topping our first two. We gave it a total score of 20. The lean was quite dry, and the fat was a bit too unrendered for Olivia. Still, a very standard, solid plate of barbecue that I think most people would love. Should we move on to the sides? Of all the sides, the coleslaw topped with crumbled bacon was *1, but even without the mac and cheese, the sides averaged out to 6.5. But if there's one thing I can say about Tejas that's non-negotiable, carrot souffle. It's fucking delicious. This isn't even in the competition. It's not fair to add it. I give this carrot souffle like a 9 out of 10. If you come here and you do not get this carrot souffle, you have made a grave mistake. We're done with Houston, but we're moving on to the next location, which will be Burnt Bean Company outside San Antonio, a big contender because they are #4 in all of Texas, at least according to Texas Monthly. There's something I've been asking every single pitmaster. Do you feel like there is competitiveness or love in barbecue in Texas?
Nothing but love, man. Here in Texas, it's a big pond. We're big fish, and we have our own little regions. And at the end of the day, we're not here to compete against each other. We're here to spread the love of what our cuisine is, and which is barbecue.
Yeah, it's not about being the best. It's just about everyone's trying to be the best version of themselves.
Right. This place is gonna be different than Leonard's and anywhere else you go to because it's self-expression of what you believe is Texas barbecue. Let's eat.
Food time, baby. I'm pumped. This looks incredible. The vibe is great.
I'm gonna go mac and cheese. It's super saucy. Wow.
The mac is great. Big fan.
I don't like Cheetos. That's my only thing.
Whoa.
I mean, it's a processed snack. I don't want to eat it with real food. I'm digging around it, and the mac and cheese itself is really good. Very creamy.
Yeah, this one's creamed up.
And that's important.
Let's try the beans. You know what this tastes like to me? A childhood memory. My mom is from South Texas. This tastes just like a fucking delicious Frito pie. That is fucking delicious.
Yeah, these are really, really good.
Moving on to coleslaw. Every single side, delicious, excellent.
What about like an 8.7?
I think an 8.7. It's just incomparably good. Let's just go straight for the brisket.
Damn.
Yeah, that just like zapped my body. This is the moist or the fatty. It's the most fatty part, so obviously there's zero dryness. It's unbelievably moist. This is the most tender brisket we've had.
This has got to be like the juiciest.
Just squirting in my mouth. That just blew my mind. But not as much as who randomly showed up, Gabriel Iglesias. I excitedly showed him the channel, and he was not impressed with our sub count.
That many people watch me eat a month too. Have you watched how they do it back there?
Yeah, dude.
Sorry for interrupting.
No, you're good. You're good. Pleasure to meet you. Thank you, guys.
I want to keep eating this, which is nuts.
Salt level, I'm gonna give it a 10. Flavor, this is the beefiest, most beef fucking brisket I think I've ever had.
This has got to be the best so far.
They did such a good job retaining the beef flavor that it almost has like an umami quality to it.
Yes, they're making like candy out of fat here.
There was a point where we said, okay, we're not gonna do 9, 9.5, 9.6. We're not gonna do that. So many of these are so close that I think we're going to introduce the decimal system. Welcome to mathematics. I didn't go to college and I don't know what I'm about to say, but I am gonna give this. I think 9.4 is fair. That's a fucking huge rating. We never give 9.4s. This is weird. Texture's fucking, like, I mean, look at this, look. That's like Poseidon's fucking trident going in that.
And you made me eat this with a spoon, and I had no problems.
I think a flat 9 is very fair.
Yeah, I think so too.
That makes this the highest rated one. It might stay there. By golly, there's only one way to find out, brother.
That was crazy.
Moving on. Now, before we head up to Austin, Texas, to try 3 Michelin-starred briskets, we have one more spot in San Antonio, 2M Smokehouse, led by La Barbecue alum Esaul Ramos Jr. We have the meat and all the sides. We're gonna start with the meat. First of all, look at that. That's a good sign.
Incredibly flaccid.
I wouldn't use that word.
Just how Josh likes it. That's really smoky. In a nice way though.
See, the bark on this is totally different. Super smoky. This tastes like Texas on a diet. Salt levels are good. It's tender.
The lean looks wet.
This is one of the top tier leans we've had. We then tried the sides. The standout being the chicharroni macaroni. Mac and cheese topped with chicharron. I would put this in my top tier macs that I've had.
Their sides are killing.
And they're seasoned nicely, they're cooked nicely.
They feel a little bit brought into the future.
The fact that they don't have potato salad does kind of bump it down pretty significantly. I think a flat 8 just because of that.
I'm happy with that.
Okay, we gotta score this thing. Flavor, let's start there. Smoke, really nice. Meaty, good. It's very flavorful. I would say, I think it's 8.5.
I would say 8.2.
Flavor, 8.3. Texture.
I mean, it's splitting hairs, but the fat is just a little bit less rendered out, and there are pieces in here where you're gonna kind of be chewing and suckling down. A little bit like slimy fat parts. I think I'm gonna knock slightly for it. I would say 8.
I agree, 8. Texture, 8. And then salt level, I think you could use a touch, a hair. Salt, 8.5.
8.5, I like that.
Salt, 8.5. I think if you want a smokier brisket, a meatier brisket, this is where you're gonna get it. We conquered Houston and San Antonio, and after 5 stops, Burnt Bean holds the lead in both categories. But hold on to your heads, brother. Next up is home turf, Austin, Texas. Holding 3 of the 4 Michelin-starred barbecue places in all of Texas. And the most famous barbecue restaurant in the world, Franklin Barbecue. And there's been a line every day for years. But before we eat, we gotta meet the most important man in meat history. He is credited by many pitmasters as the godfather of Texas barbecue, making it famous globally. I don't even know that we'd be making this video without him. Aaron Franklin himself.
Man, I started cooking barbecue in probably '02. I thought it was cool. I didn't catch the memo that it was insanely hard work. Built fire, cooked a brisket, it was awful, and I loved it. Really, pretty much that first cook, I was like, I think I want to open a barbecue joint one day.
You have like spawned this whole passion that people at home who've never even worked in a restaurant are f***ing around with this and now opening places. How does that make you feel?
I've got a habit of not paying attention to stuff like that because I don't ever want to inflate my own ego. And I also don't want any outside influence. Like, I want us to do what we do. I want it to come from the heart. I want it to be so honest and so pure. When you think about like, oh, well, who's the best? Everybody's putting the same amount of energy into this. Everybody's putting so much heart and soul into it. It's like, if we're all doing good, we're all doing good. It doesn't really matter like who's better. I tend to just think of the greater good in that. Like, you know, can't believe any of us are still open.
Now, before we eat, we gotta get a little drip, you know, gotta look right for the part. Wow, we were met with incredible hospitality here. This is the most famous barbecue place in Texas, and it is indisputable. First of all, never been to. Second of all, have been very skeptical about it. Overhyped places are a thing I try to avoid, and when I see big lines like this, I'm like, do I really wanna wait in line for brisket like this? So we're gonna find out where it sits.
Cheers.
Cheers. This one's just salt and pepper. This is the best salt level we've had.
It's a touch salty, but not in a bad way.
You almost get like a salty crust. This is really up there.
I don't know how to explain it, but this tastes like where everything else started. Like, it doesn't necessarily have that meat sugar thing happening, but it has like pieces of everything else.
Salt level, unbelievably good. Like literally, there's no dryness at all. Flavor, really solid. I mean, it's beefy. It's kind of like everything you really want. All right, let's try the sides.
There's no mac and cheese.
Beans?
You know what's happening here.
The beans are good. They're a savory bean. It's not a sweet bean.
Yeah, it's a very savory bean. It's almost like a chili.
It's like a chili bean. Potato salad, your favorite? Yellow mustard. Is there yellow mustard in the potato salad?
Yeah, the potato salad is real 4th of July grandma style.
I knew it. I would put this potato salad as industry standard, picnic style. It's not trying to be fancy. It's not trying to be something that it's not. I don't think it's like blowing my mind.
I thought the same thing about this. All of these just feel like the literal standard, like the starting point of barbecue, the classic.
Yeah. This place is not trying to be something it's not. You're not gonna get an elevated side experience because really it's about the meat. All that being said, we're gonna give the sides a solid 5 because really nobody comes here for the sides. They come here for the tremendous brisket. Salt, 10 out of 10.
I feel great about that.
So salt is a 10 out of 10. I mean, it's perfect. Texture, it's up there. No dryness.
Yeah, none whatsoever.
I think there's a few pieces of the lean, you know, they're a little dry, but like they're still juicy.
My first bite was lean and I didn't even know that it was. I thought that it was a fatty.
I think I'm gonna give texture 9 out of 10. I mean, it's basically almost perfect.
I'm happy with that.
Flavor, it feels lacking in beef and smoke a little bit. Little pot roasty.
That's a good way to put it.
But in terms of like flavor though, 7.5.
It's kind of where I was leaning.
7.5. Franklin Barbecue complete, and their brisket moves into 3rd place, knocking Tejas Chocolate and Barbecue out of the top 5, while their sides move into 5th place. But next up, a big spot, Interstellar Barbecue with our first Texas Wagyu brisket. And it's also number 2 in the Texas Monthly Top 10 and a Michelin star holder.
For us, what I think was the most like gratifying thing about getting a star was we never worked for one. We never intended to get one. We never thought we would get one. What we do here on a daily basis doesn't change because we're just making great food and trying to give people great experiences.
We're pumped. Thank you for having us. Congratulations. Well, let's eat.
Okay.
Wow. Arguably one of the most highly anticipated ones. I'm going right in.
Everything here looks really, really perfect.
Look, it's f***ing breaking by holding it. I mean, that's kind of f***ed up that just happened.
Wow, that's good.
Let's go for the sides while we think about it. Coleslaw. Immediately, this is the best coleslaw we've had. Wow.
That's really interesting. There's something a little more going on there. Why am I getting something spicy in there?
It's a jalapeno vinaigrette, but it's actually seasoned properly with salt. A lot of these places just use sugar and no salt. Should we go in the mac?
Okay, this is it. I have been waiting to get a mac and cheese that is worth the calories, and this is amazing. The flavor, the texture, the crunchy shit on top.
I should point out this is one of the few pastas we've had that wasn't severely overcooked. It's actually like got some chew to it left. I have no notes. It's a perfect mac.
I might keep eating it.
See this? You see how this isn't fucking mashed potato? Finally. And I did like the other potato salads we got, but every time I saw it, I was like, God damn, another fucking mashed up potato salad. This is right up my alley. The actual pieces of whole, moist potato. It's soft, it's got a little bit of chew to it, but it's nice, it's waxy, but it's also refreshing because there's some acidity in there. But it all kind of comes down to this, because this has been a very divisive topic. They're very like dark red. Okay, 9.8 out of 10, 9.5 out of 10, 9.5 out of 10. I could live without the beans. Side dishes at a 9.3.
That puts them at the top of the sides leaderboard and pushes Franklin Barbecue out of the top 5. Let's talk about brisket.
This is one of a few actual Michelin star awarded Texas barbecue restaurants, and it's number 2 on the list. The lean is nice, it's juicy. Try that piece and tell me if you pick up the garlic. You absolutely will.
My body's beginning to reject meat. This is really, really nice.
This is tough. I mean, we're really splitting hairs at this point. Let's just make this simple. Salt. I think that the salt levels on the bark are similar to Franklin's, like salted very heavily, which I really like. I'm gonna give the salt the same rating that I gave all my other favorite salt places. The place that went maxed out on salt get a 10 out of 10 because it is at the max. It's exactly where it should be. Texture.
There's a little more chew.
A steaky chew, not a dry chew. I'm comfortable with an 8. And then flavor, I think the flavor was pretty remarkable.
Almost the meat magic. Like I got a couple bites that gave me that memory, and that is a fucking magic memory that deserves a shoot up.
9?
I would say 9 or like maybe even like
8, 9.
8, 9.
Flavor coming in at an 8.9. Powerful ratings, really high rankings.
Interstellar Barbecue moves into 3rd place for brisket, pushing Houston's Corkscrew out of the top 5 permanently. Sorry to see him go. Not to mention they're in the lead for 1st place for sides. We have 2 more Michelin spots to go. My question is, can they beat this one?
But not until we ran into one more celebrity.
Yo! Santa, please give me brisket!
Next up, La Barbecue, my number 1 spot in all of Austin, and like a proud papa, I got to see them win a Michelin star. This has been my favorite place for a long time, but to be honest, I haven't eaten here in a long time, and I've had a lot of really great brisket so far, so I'm curious where this is gonna land.
You might have heard me in the crowd. I was at the Michelin announcement. If you heard anyone screaming and you're like, who's that little girl that's crying for her life? So like, can you tell us a little bit about your process, how you like to do brisket?
We cook them for about 3.5 hours, and we don't use thermometers of any kind. We use our hands, we use our eyes.
Wow, no thermometer. This is the biggest flex we've had so far, 0 thermometer.
We just literally wrap them in pink butcher paper, and then we shut the doors and we cook it for about another 3.5 hours. We pick it up, and if they're tender, we pull it.
Thank you for making this happen for us, and we're pumped to be back. Let's eat. Go for it, girl. Coleslaw, a little lacto fermented.
Interesting.
This is more of like almost like a spicy kraut kimchi kind of vibe. Potato salad. This is a riff off the classic picnic style potato salad that's very yellow mustard forward, but it's an innovation at the same time because you've got fresh herbs like fresh dill in there. But instead of them relying on their coleslaw to be refreshing, it's the potato salad that's refreshing. Beans. They're stewed with onion, I think with a little meat.
First black beans we've seen, right?
Yeah, it's a basic stewed bean. Nothing too crazy about the beans, I will say.
That's an interesting choice.
A lot of these places I've felt that way about the beans though.
This is exciting.
This mac looks crazy. It's creamy as f***. That's fucking pretty hard.
Is reminiscent of like mac and cheese you eat as a kid. I don't say that in a bad way.
It's saucy. This is almost part queso, part mac and cheese. I feel that these sides to me are closer to a 9. She's feeling a little differently. I think we're gonna even this out at an 8.8. Very high, almost a 9. Brisket, let's talk about it.
It's the melting fat. That's my new favorite thing I've learned is about melting fat.
Try a piece of the lean. You'll notice that the lean is actually very juicy.
This is the best lean, texturally, I think.
I agree. I think that La Barbecue does, in my opinion, the best cook on a brisket.
You have to have a touch and a feel and a skill. I think that lady has that.
Really peppery, which I love, but it's not everybody's cup of tea.
It might be a bit too much pepper for me.
Texture. It's got chew to it and it doesn't make you feel heavy, but it's not dry either. So texture, 9. Flavor. The flavor's kind of affected by the salt, and I do feel this one is missing a little salt. So I would love to settle this at an 8.7 because the salt is missing, which brings us to salt.
I think my body is grateful for it right now.
What are we gonna call salt? 7.8.
I'm with you.
Salt, 7.8. Could be better. This is still an amazing brisket. We have our rankings. Moving on.
La Barbecue's brisket sneaks into the top 5, edging out 2M in San Antonio, and their sides move into 2nd place overall, pushing Tejas Chocolate officially out of the competition. And next up, we have a major contender, Leroy and Lewis in Austin, Texas. Texas. This is a place where they say new school barbecue, old school service, and that philosophy supposedly is what earned them their Michelin star. So did it change things?
This accolade has been bestowed upon us, and we're just trying to live up to it every day. I think the main thing that sets our brisket apart from everyone else is the wrapping method we use, and we use a foil boat. We leave ours open, so it gets crispy, it stays crispy, and then the bottom of it holds just enough juices to keep it nice and moist.
First, the brisket. Yeah, that's crazy.
It's the meat magic moment again.
The magic of meat is in my mouth, guys.
Yeah.
The sides are kind of an unfair advantage because they're all completely different. They didn't have any of the sides that we traditionally have.
But that didn't stop us from trying them.
If these sides were in the jurisdiction of mac and cheese and baked beans and all the traditional things, then we would be entering it in the competition, but because they're not, it wouldn't be fair. But to me, this would be the winner of sides.
Anyway, back to the brisket.
The lean is eating almost like a steak. I don't know what to do about this. I mean, it's so fucking good. I almost don't even know what to say.
But also not even hungry and it's this good.
I don't want to eat brisket, but I want to eat this one. They properly rendered the fat out of this, but like in a way that didn't lose moisture in the lean.
No, this is my favorite lean, I think.
Flavor. I'm so afraid to get too close to 10 because people are gonna roast me, but it's perfect. I don't know what else to say. It's a 9.6. I mean, it really is the best tasting beef I've had. Salt, 10 out of 10. It's maxed out to me. It all kind of comes down to one thing, texture. Honestly, this is the best texture one I think I've had.
And whatever they've done here, we haven't seen before. It's still juicy and chilled, in just a different way.
It's by far best texture. Texture, 9.2 out of 10. Unbelievable. The highest rating across the board in every single category. This is as close to a perfect score I think I've ever given in my entire life. It might as well be a perfect score.
Leroy and Lewis takes the top spot with our brisket rankings. We now have a new leader with an insane 28.8. I was not expecting this at all. I don't know why I haven't made it down here, and I regret not doing it sooner.
But the question is, will it be able to hold the lead against the biggest contenders of the competition coming up?
We're at Terry Black's. This is one that I frequently recommend to people because it is good barbecue. I don't think it's excellent. The quality is always exactly the same. And look, the brisket still folds.
You know, I typically send people here for two reasons. The first, their food is consistent, and the second, they never run out of brisket, or at least they usually don't. It's not necessarily because it's the best, or is it?
The sides are very baseline experience with only mac and cheese really standing out. Overall side score 6.5, and brisket was a bit too smoky for Olivia, earning a total of 24 out of 30.
Nothing here is bad. Everything is delicious, and I would be very happy to come and dine here with my family. But I will say that any baseline Texas barbecue is better than 99% of barbecue on earth. Period, end of story. We're not trying to reinvent the wheel. It is just the standard.
Great scores, but not enough for our leaderboard.
But now we move on to one of the most legendary places in all of America that literally defined Texas barbecue. 1 hour outside of Austin, Texas, Snow's Barbecue.
It may be number 9 on Texas Monthly current top 50 list, but it's number 1 and number 3 on previous lists. But what's more interesting is it's home to what I think might be one of the most unique pit crews in all of Texas, if not in the world. Miss Tootsie is the original pit master. She's over 80 years old, famous from Netflix's Chef's Table Barbecue, and now she does everything but the brisket and ribs, which co-pitmaster Clay took off her plate. All this is going on while the owner Carrie Bexley is a former rodeo clown and coal miner. So like, these guys are Texas incarnate. So what happened when the Fame found this Saturday only spot?
When it hit, we didn't really know what it hit.
Yeah.
We knew we had been recognized, but we didn't have a clue really what Texas Monthly was and being recognized. I mean, we knew it's an honor, but we didn't know, but it was an immediate quadruple in business.
What do you think makes y'all's brisket great?
We're salt and pepper on everything.
That's all I've ever cooked with is salt and pepper. I'd go by feel. I've never cooked with a gauge.
She was cooking before they had gauges.
I'm nervous because look, Miss Tootsie is a legend. She's been around forever, but to be honest, brisket has been innovated upon so many times. What if she can't stack up to the rest anymore? I don't want to give a low rating, but I must be honest. Let's taste.
The brisket, I will say, immediately looks unreal. Dude, we have another banger.
That's a really good one.
So the fatty, really moist, like juicy, salty in a nice way, really beefy, unctuous. The flavor's nice. The lean isn't dry, it's juicy.
That's a really, really good one.
Look at how it folded over.
This has to be the wettest. Look at it dripping.
Look how it's steaming and dripping and flopping, dude. This is exactly what I look like when I come out of the shower. The bark is super defined, but thin and crisp. All right, beans. Traditional cowboy beans, but I like that these are a little more subdued.
Kind of a nice break from some of the really strong chili-esque beans we've had.
These aren't canned beans. The texture of them is really nice. Coleslaw, no mayo. This is what you call a hyper-traditional vinegar, sugar slaw. It's closer to being pickled than it is being dressed. Potato salad. Oh yeah. This is probably one of the best potato salads I've had at a barbecue place. All right, sides.
Amazing. I feel like we found another place that's like the standard.
I think 8-7. This is the best version of the standard of what a great traditional barbecue side should be. They don't even have the mac and cheese, and to be honest with you, I'm not missing it.
After what the mac and cheese did to me last night, I'm not missing it either.
brisket.
It's definitely has the salt going on.
10 out of 10 on salt. Yeah, the salt is maxed out.
This
It's
has like
perfect.
the ultimate melting fat. I think texturally this is kind of immaculate. I mean, it was all full of juice. It's been sitting here a minute now.
It's still very juicy. Texture, 8.7. Flavor is really nice too, I gotta say. They don't even trim in-house and it's this good. That's crazy. Flavor, 8.5. Even if you don't live in Texas, if you make your way to Texas and you don't go to Snow's, I really think you're missing out on the original heart and soul of Texas barbecue. You just can't beat like the generational story. And the fact that it's this good still is crazy. Snow's, unbelievable, thank you. Moving on.
Snow's Brisket moving into third place overall, pushing Franklin Barbecue out of the top 5. A big upset while their sides move on to a tie for third place. An amazing experience as we move on to maybe one of the most old school spots in Texas.
Louis Meller, they've received countless awards, and if that's not enough, they've been around since the 1940s. And it's still in the same family, with the third generation pitmaster, Wayne Meller, busy with a job that you honestly probably wouldn't expect.
I feel like a museum curator half the time, but most of the tables and chairs that are in there were put in here in '59. I credit my father. He chose to keep everything in its original form.
It's a classic place. They put a lot of love in their brisket. Maybe not as much as the sides, but to be honest, that is kind of old school barbecue. Overall score gets a 5. The brisket was a strong 7.8 on flavor, 8 on texture, and 9 on salt. Overall score, 24.8.
Listen, all the ones that are getting high rankings are new people coming into the space with every last ounce of possible effort that they can give. They're giving maximum effort. These guys are just living their lives. I'm not saying that they don't care. They had a chance to like drop their shoulders and commit to the process that they've been doing for decades. These other places just fucking opened like a year or two ago. They're doing everything that they can to be better. So the fact that they would make it that close, knowing that, I see that as a positive.
But not strong enough for our leaderboards. Still well worth a visit to see a true piece of barbecue history that is, in fact, delicious.
Austin is wrapped, and now it's on to our final barbecue city, Dallas. But first, a quick stop in Lubbock on the way out, and let me tell you something. It was not fun or easy to get here, but we're hoping that Evie Mae's Barbecue, number 8 on Texas Monthly Top 10, is worth the trip.
According to owners Arnis and Mallory Robbins, they honestly might not exist at all if it weren't for Daniel Vaughn, editor of the Texas Monthly Top 50 list, whether he knows it or not, actually guiding this whole journey.
Started doing roadside vending one day a week in Tucson. We decided to go all in on barbecue and relocated to Lubbock, but we were just having a really hard time building our business. And one morning, Daniel Vaughn showed up. First customer of the day, only customer of the day for the first hour and a half that we're open. The next day, less than 24 hours from his visit, he posted a review of our trailer. And the minute that went live, we had people pulling off the highway and they were like, "Hey, Barbecue Snob just posted about this. We didn't even know y'all were out here." And it was a light switch. There's no doubt in my mind that saved our business, and then it was in our hands to just make sure that we were able to back up his review.
I'm pumped. I'm ready to eat.
It better be a meat magic moment.
What if it's not?
I'll never return to Lubbock. Ooh.
All right, first we went into the sides, and they were typical uncomplicated barbecue sides. A solid 6 overall, but now onto the main event.
I think the meat is the real highlight. Smokiness, bang.
This is really good.
This has one of the better smoke levels. It's like a classic lean, but a little juicier.
Definitely the softest.
I can't even pick it up with my fork, look. This might be one of the most tender we've had. Let's talk about salt. I noticed that the fatty part is perfectly salted. The lean, on the other hand, is not.
Yeah, I would say it's like a little bit light on salt in places.
It wasn't seasoned evenly. Overall salt, what would you say?
I think an 8 is fair because it's not wildly under-seasoned, so I don't think that it's hurting it too much.
I agree. Salt, 8. Texture, juicy.
It's different too. Yeah, like this is a unique experience kind of.
Texture on a 9?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that.
Texture, 9. Flavor, this is perfect amount of smoke. It's losing a little beefiness to me with the areas that weren't salted enough.
Yep,
But the areas that were salted enough, the flavor was delicious. Not pot roasty at all.
I feel like the way they melted the fat in here too, like very slowly, has the whole thing really flavorful.
I think if it was seasoned perfectly, it would be a 9. I want to be clear, this is an absolutely beautiful brisket. Because the salt is inconsistent, the flavor is inconsistent, right? Like that's the flavor enhancer. So flavor is gonna get 8.5. 25.5 for Evie Mae's. We came all the way out here and it was worth it. Moving on.
While it didn't crack our top 5 list, their brisket and sides were still incredibly solid. Looking at our leaderboard, Austin's Michelin-starred spots are holding strong. Leroy and Lewis leads brisket, while Interstellar leads sides. But now we head to Dallas-Fort Worth. No Michelin-starreds here, but arguably some of the biggest contenders of the entire video. 3 out of our final 4 spots are in the Texas Monthly Top 10, including Goldie's number 1 in all of Texas, at least according to Texas Monthly.
So we're starting our leg at Panther City, known for injecting their big Tex-Mex flavor into everything that they do. That seems a little risky. Will the risk pay off? The mac, slaw, potato salad, all very solid, but the borracho beans, honestly, cooked with jalapeno, bacon, and beer,
top contender bean.
Ooh, damn, totally different f***ing bean.
The person who made these beans
like a pork ramen tonkotsu of beans. Top contender, it might be the best beans on the trip. Overall, 8.5, very strong. If their sides are this good, surely the brisket is gonna keep up. Salt, honestly, really missing for us. It was like maybe a 7 out of 10. Flavor is unique, little heat, definitely more than just salt and pepper, and you know, maybe a 7 out of 10. What about the texture? Something feels off here. Sadly, the lean was probably one of the driest I think I've ever had, and we really didn't love how thick it was cut. Frankly, 5 out of 10. Overall score, unfortunately, a 19 out of 30.
Not everyone can be top brisket boss, but Panther City sides do take some possession here at 4th place. Pushing Houston's Truth Barbecue out of the top 5 as we move on to Dane's Craft Barbecue.
Now listen up, Dane Weaver quit his full-time job just to dedicate his life to barbecue. They're a dangerous contender. Sides look amazing. Super classic mac, really great. This apple slaw was a surprising little sweet kick.
So the coleslaw doesn't have any salt on it, but then you get a little bite of raisin, you're like, oh, that's nice.
Little raisin, little walnut. I like it when places switch it up. Potato salad, big flavor, and the Frito pie beans, these are the best beans of the whole journey. Overall sides, 8 out of 10, moves them into a 3-way tie for 5th. But I'm more concerned about the brisket, which looks incredible. Flavor, super smoky, which I love, but Olivia, not so much. 8 out of 10. Texture, the lean's a bit dry on the bite, only losing points for a heavily unrendered fat cap, an 8 out of 10, and finally salt, almost a perfect 9 out of 10. 25 overall.
I think that this place deserves to be among the best.
They're all literally the best.
Yeah, I mean, we're literally eating the best briskets in the world. For now, we're moving on.
So we move on to Cadillac Barbecue number 6 on Texas Monthly Top 10.
Owner Andrew Castellan cooks Texas Wagyu brisket just like our first place leader, Leroy and Lewis. Can they outcook in the game of Wagyu?
We're at Cadillac. But look at this brisket though. This whole plate, the second this came out, we're like, this looks different and yet familiar. All the sides we requested, but they're nice. We have hatch chili mac and cheese, not just plain old mac and cheese. We have coleslaw, which I like the way that they cut this. It's fine. We got beans with burnt ends, a classic potato salad. All this feels a little bit more culinary driven. It's a Wagyu brisket. The lean is supposed to be as good as the moist, so we'll see. Let's go for the lean first. Okay, sides, mac and cheese.
Oh my God, I'm so happy right now.
Pasta's cooked nicely, seasoned nicely, not too salty. Cheese quality is there. It's creamy, it's fatty. Coleslaw, just more pickle. It's like a sweet pickle almost. Beans. Is there pineapple in there? Savory but sweet. Little smoky from the burnt ends, which have picked that up. But also, the beans are meaty. Whole potato. Hang on. I will say the potato salad is like a baseline potato salad. Like they're not trying to do anything too fancy here, which I like. This is a very like tart pickly potato salad. It plays well with all the sides. Wish there was a little more salt. That's like my only complaint on this whole plate.
This is a really solid brisket.
But can these sides top our current leader?
This is the best mac and cheese
Beans
we've had.
a lot.
And the beans are actually the best also. We have a powerful side leader. Sides 9.5 out of 10. That's
Fuck
crazy.
yeah.
Unbelievable experience.
Okay, we gotta score this thing. Most of our contenders today have been using very good American beef. But just like Leroy and Lewis and Interstellar, Cadillac is using Japanese-American hybrid, Texas Wagyu. Is that really enough of an edge to take them to the top?
But I finally made a realization. If we're all using different kinds of wood and cooking methods, sure, like that'll change the product, absolutely. But if the quality of beef is not there, you're losing out on so much. Now that we have Texas Wagyu, I mean, the flavor of this, the way the fat melts, it's almost like a different animal. And this is like really turning it up to what it should be. Talk about salt. It doesn't need any more salt at all. So we're gonna call that salt a 10 out of 10. Flavor.
Flavor's great.
This also tastes like just salt and pepper. It's letting the flavor and the quality of the beef shine.
Hell yeah.
Flavor, 9.3. We're almost at a perfect score right now. Okay, one more. Texture. The lean is kind of unique in the sense of it's steaky, and I think some people will be like, oh, it's not tender enough, but it's so juicy. And the fatty part of the brisket is tender, just like it should be.
As a whole, this is probably where I'd come back to and be like, this was the complete barbecue experience. That was my favorite so far. This is something unique. It's a better bite. This has that melting fat thing that happens where you put it in your mouth, it has structure, and immediately it melts. It's a meat magic moment.
Texture, 9. It's gonna take a lot to unseat a place like this.
Cadillac's incredible Texas Wagyu brisket moves on to 3rd place, pushing Austin's Interstellar Barbecue, beating out a Michelin-starred restaurant. That's right, out of the top 5. Welcome to the top 5, Cadillac. And their sides are our new leader with a 9.5, and we finally head to our very last spot, number 1 on the Texas Monthly Top 50. Is it really number 1?
This journey has been long. It took weeks to film this. We're exhausted, and let me tell you something, when you eat this much meat, you do not feel good. Pounds and pounds of fatty, rich, perfectly smoked brisket. The dedication of not only the pit masters, but Olivia and I, we're gonna need some sort of like a juice cleanse after this, but after 16 stops across the Lone Star State, our pilgrimage to find the number 1 brisket in Texas comes down to one of the hottest barbecue spots out in the middle of nowhere outside of Fort Worth, Goldie's Barbecue. But as I stepped in the sunlit parking lot, I spotted a lone figure in the horizon.
Oh my God.
It was Daniel Vaughn, the man himself, the legendary barbecue editor behind the Texas Monthly Top 50 list, the one we've been following this whole time. He's been like a shepherd to us. And finally, we're here with him in person to witness our final bite. Would Goldie's truly live up to its title?
We finally made it to Goldie's, the final location, and the man himself, Daniel Vaughn, is here. Daniel, thank you so much. We literally would not have been able to do this without you. I'm excited that you're here, and I'm excited about this plate because they make their own bread. The brisket looks impeccable. Olivia is pissed off because they don't have mac and cheese, but that's okay, we'll let it slide.
Wow.
The lean is usually what I'm looking for as far as like judging how well it's done, right?
Holy shit. Is this Wagyu or is it, what is this?
No, this is just prime beef.
This is prime?
Yeah.
People are working with the most expensive, fattiest beef they can, and I have not had lean this juicy and this tender.
Their consistency is just unmatched.
How many barbecue spots have you visited?
I'm closing in on 2,500. I just went to my cardiologist 2 days ago, and he said I'm doing all right. Not ideal, surviving.
Let's jump to sides real quick. Potato salad's one of my favorite things on earth. I say this too often, this potato salad is perfect. This, you're getting the sweetness of the onion, a little bit of crunch from it. It's got a little spice from the black pepper. It's salty, it's seasoned fucking perfectly. Okay, coleslaw, no mayonnaise in the coleslaw, which is—
And there's kale.
Super balanced. A lot of the places their coleslaw is too sweet.
And the cabbage is all wilted, all the crunch is gone from it.
This is like fresh cabbage, chewy from the kale, little sweetness.
He's working hard for coleslaw adjectives, isn't he?
Sorry, beans. These basically are chili beans.
Right.
This is the highest level of it though. This coleslaw is fucking amazing. The potato salad's perfect. The pinto beans, they're very good. They're seasoned nicely. They're not like blowing me away. I would give the sides a 9.5.
I'll give it a 9.5.
Olivia?
Yeah, I'll meet you there.
We're agreeing on a 9.5 out of 10 on the sides. This is a side tie with Cadillac. I will say that this coleslaw is 10,000 times better. In my opinion, that pushes it over. But then again, they do have mac and cheese. We're missing the mac and cheese.
And also, I was in love with Cadillac. Their mac and cheese was so good.
Well, hang on, we gotta rate the brisket. We
Okay,
gotta rate the
yeah.
brisket. So the seasoning is ridiculous. It's exactly where it should be. It's got the smoke flavor I want, but it's not overwhelmingly smoky. When you said that this is the place, I was like, all right, how much fucking better is it gonna be? This is worth fucking traveling for. Like, I would fly back here just to eat this.
This is the culmination of all the prior briskets. This is the final brisket boss.
Yes.
I gotta say, I'm surprised y'all are saying that because you've gone and eaten like all the best brisket around. Now, personally, I feel quite vindicated.
Salt level, 10 out of 10. The bark is ridiculous. It's also seasoned throughout. I'm not just tasting salt on the outside, I'm tasting salt on the inside. Texture, let's go to texture.
I don't know how you get any better on the fatty texture. The fat in between all the fibers kind of gushes.
The lean, to me, it's like as good, if not better, than the other leans that we've had that we thought were the best, which was Leroy & Lewis. Really good steaky lean, but so did this. And Leroy & Lewis is using fucking Wagyu. How the fuck are they in the competition with a lesser grade of beef?
Yeah, no, they win.
This is a 9.5 on texture, especially considering it's a lower grade of beef. That just leaves one more element, which is the flavor. To me, this is the best flavor I can possibly remember. Not even considering anything else, my brain immediately goes to 9.65, maybe 9.7. I'm gonna let you make that decision. Where does it teeter over?
As you were talking about this, I was actually dreaming the number 9.7. It was a kismet moment we were having you didn't know about.
Then that puts the flavor at, I think, possibly an unprecedented, like for the whole channel. I don't know that we've ever given flavor at a 9.7 out of 10. Total score putting Goldie's at the very tippity top of the entire mountain. I mean, we've climbed Meat Mountain. I'm on top of Mean Mountain. Are you on top of Mean Mountain?
Unfortunately, yes.
Tell them
Plant
how
that
you're
flag.
pumped. We're on top of Mean Mountain.
I
We
was
fought for this.
dragged up Meat Mountain, actually.
I have gout. I think I have gout. But god damn it, we found the best barbecue that we possibly could have, and we couldn't have done it without Daniel. So thank you for that unbelievable journey. I don't think I can look at barbecue for a little bit. I think I need a break. But you know what to do. You know where to go. Next time you come to Texas, maybe you should come here, motherfucker. We've gone and traveled across the whole globe. We've gone to multiple countries and cities and tried foods from all over the world. But this is the first time I feel like I've really eaten at all these places and seen all the stories and seen all the people, and I really felt the community and the culture. And it reminded me kind of the reason that we do this. It really feels like the roots of what we've almost lost in culinary. So I hope to see that more. And I'm happy that we found it here in Texas. Maybe it was a good decision to live here after all.